What if the silence of the man who loves you is actually a sign of the depth of his feelings? It hurts, doesn't it? When he pulls away, when his words grow cold, when his distance feels like a wall between you, leaving you wondering if his love was ever real, if you did something wrong, if you're not enough, a pain that can shake your heart, that can make you question everything you thought you knew about love. But Carl Jung, the brilliant Swiss psychologist, offers a different perspective, one that sees this withdrawal not as a rejection, but as a reflection of his inner struggle, a struggle stirred by the very love he feels for you, a love so deep it awakens parts of him he's not ready to face, parts that the universe has set in motion, parts that can lead to a conscious love. That's true if you're both willing to grow, if you're both willing to heal. For those of us in our middle years, seeking relationships that are real, that are lasting, understanding why a man withdraws when he truly loves can transform the way we love, turning pain into awareness, turning silence into growth, turning love into a journey of revelation, a journey that honors both your heart and his. In this video, we'll explore Carl Jung's insights on why a man who loves you might withdraw, the role of his anima and shadow in this process, the psychological dynamics at play, how to transform the pain of his silence into awareness, and how to choose a conscious love that liberates rather than clings, a journey that might just change the way you love forever. Let's begin by exploring why a man might withdraw when he truly loves you, a paradox that Carl Jung understood deeply. When a man loves you in a way that touches his soul, in a way that goes beyond the surface, his silence, his distance, his sudden coldness might feel like a betrayal, like he's pulling away from the very connection you thought was growing stronger. But Jung would tell us that this withdrawal isn't a sign of disinterest, it's a sign of depth, a sign that his love for you has awakened something profound within him, something he doesn't yet know how to handle, something that's forcing him to confront the unconscious parts of himself, the parts that have kept him safe, but also kept him distant, the parts that true love demands he face. If he's to love you fully, if he's to love you truly, if he's to become the man you deserve, the man he longs to be, the man the universe is asking him to become, Jung taught us that true love activates a journey of individuation, a journey where a man must face his shadow, his repressed emotions, his fears, his insecurities, and his anima, the feminine archetype within him, the part that holds his sensitivity, his intuition, his capacity for connection, parts that his love for you brings to the surface, parts that scare him, parts that challenge the identity he's built, an identity rooted in control, in emotional distance, in the fear of vulnerability, an identity that true love asks him to redefine, to release, to transform, a process that can feel so overwhelming, so threatening, that he retreats, not because he doesn't love you, but because he loves you too much, because the transformation this love requires feels like a loss of self, a loss of control, a loss of the safety he's known, a loss the universe has set in motion through the love he feels, through the love he fears, through the love he's not yet ready to fully embrace. It's like a storm within his heart, a storm of love and fear, a storm of desire and resistance, a storm that the universe has stirred, a storm that can lead to growth, to healing, to a true love, if he's willing to face it, if he's willing to change, if he's willing to love. Now let's dive into the role of anima and shadow in this complex dance of love, and why they lead to his withdrawal. When a man falls in love, truly in love, he doesn't just see you, he sees a projection of his anima, the feminine archetype. Within his psyche, an image shaped by his earliest experiences, often with his mother, an image that holds everything he desires, everything he fears, everything he needs to integrate, everything he's been taught to suppress, to hide, to reject. Because for many men, the qualities of the anima, sensitivity, intuition, emotional depth, are seen as weaknesses, as threats to the masculine identity they've been conditioned to uphold. An identity that values control, reason, and distance over the vulnerability of feeling, the chaos of connection, the surrender of love. Carl Jung taught us that when a man loves you, you become a mirror for his anima, reflecting back to him the parts of himself he's never fully embraced, the parts that his love for you awakens, the parts that scare him, that overwhelm him, that challenge him to grow, to change, to become whole, parts that can feel so foreign, so threatening, that he pulls away. Not because he doesn't love you, but because he doesn't know how to love himself, how to love the parts of himself. He sees in you how to love in a true way, in a way that's whole, in a way that the universe is asking him to learn. At the same time, his shadow, the repressed emotions, the insecurities, the fears he's buried, rises to the surface, stirred by the depth of his feelings, by the vulnerability true love demands, by the surrender it requires. A surrender that feels like a loss of control, a loss of safety, a loss of the self he's known, a loss that sends him retreating into silence, into distance, into withdrawal, not as a rejection of you, but as a reflection of his own inner battle, a battle between the man he is and the man he must become, a battle the universe has set in motion through the love he feels, through the love he fears, through the love he longs to give. It's like a door opening to a world he's never known, a world of feeling, of vulnerability, of connection, a world that scares him, that challenges him, that demands he change, a world that the universe is guiding him toward through the love he feels, through the love he's withdrawing from, through the love that can heal him, if he's willing to step through, if he's willing to grow, if he's willing to become. Now, let's dive into the psychological dynamics behind his withdrawal and what they mean for both of you. When a man loves you deeply, truly, in a way that touches his soul, his silence, his coldness, his sudden distance might feel like a betrayal, a rejection, a sign that his feelings have faded. But Carl Jung would tell us to look deeper, to see this withdrawal not as a lack of love, but as a sign of its depth, a sign that his love has stirred something profound within him, something he doesn't yet know how to handle, something that's forcing him to confront the unconscious forces that have shaped him, forces that are beyond his control, forces that demand he change, that demand he grow, that demand he become the man who can love you fully, authentically, without losing himself in the process. Jung taught us that true love is transformative. It disrupts the internal structures a man has built over a lifetime, structures based on emotional repression, on rigid ideas of masculinity, on the fear of vulnerability, structures that have kept him safe, but also kept him small, kept him distant, kept him from truly connecting, truly feeling, truly loving. Because to love deeply, to love truly, he must surrender. He must be present. He must be real. And for many men, this surrender feels like a threat to the identity he's known, a threat to the control he's clung to, a threat to the walls he's built to protect himself. Walls that true love demands he tear down, walls that true love reveals as illusions, walls that true love asks him to release, if he's to love you in the way you deserve, in the way he longs to, in the way his soul knows he can. It's like a chasm opening within him, a chasm between the man he's been and the man he must become, a chasm filled with fear, with uncertainty, with the shadows he's avoided, a chasm that true love has opened, a chasm that he must cross if he's to love you fully, if he's to love himself fully, if he's to become whole, a chasm that the universe has set before him through the love he feels, through the love he fears, through the love he's retreating from, not because he doesn't want it, but because he doesn't yet know how to embrace it, how to embody it, how to live it. Now let's explore how to transform the pain of his silence into awareness, a powerful step toward healing and conscious love. When the man you love withdraws, when his silence leaves you feeling invisible, when his distance stings like a rejection, the pain can be overwhelming. Doubt creeps in. Insecurity takes hold, anger and neediness surface, and you might find yourself wondering what you did wrong, why you're not enough, how you can bring him back. But Carl Jung would urge you to see this pain as an opportunity, a call to consciousness, a chance to shift your focus inward, to ask not why he's silent, but what this silence is revealing about you, about your own wounds, your own patterns, your own journey. Because true love, Jung taught us, isn't just about the other. It's a mirror that reflects your own soul, your own shadows, your own growth, a mirror that the universe has placed before you through his silence, through his withdrawal, through the love you feel, a love that can heal, if you're willing to look, if you're willing to listen, if you're willing to grow. Instead of chasing him, instead of pleading for answers, Jung would encourage you to turn inward, to ask, what is this absence awakening in me? What old wounds, perhaps of abandonment, of unworthiness, are being stirred? What patterns, perhaps, of seeking validation, of clinging to idealized love, are being revealed? By asking these questions, you take the energy out of the wound and place it in your own hands. You stop personalizing his silence. You start seeing it as a reflection of his inner struggle, not your value. And you begin to heal, to grow, to become whole, not as a half-seeking completion, but as a woman who knows her worth, who knows her truth, who knows her power. A power that doesn't depend on his response, a power that the universe has been guiding you toward through this pain, through this silence, through this love. It's like a mirror that reflects not just your pain, but your strength. A mirror that shows you not just your wounds, but your healing. A mirror that invites you to become the woman you were always meant to be. A woman who loves with awareness, with compassion, with courage. A woman who the universe is preparing for. A conscious love that's true, that's whole. A love that begins with you, with your healing, with your growth, with your awakening. Now, let's explore how to choose conscious love over clinging to the pain of his withdrawal, a choice that can transform your journey. The silence, the distance, the uncertainty, it hurts, doesn't it? But within that hurt lies a choice to let the pain define you, to let it pull you into a cycle of clinging, of chasing, of losing yourself in the hope of bringing him back, or a choice to let the pain guide you, to let it lead you to awareness, to healing, to conscious love, a love that doesn't cling but liberates, a love that doesn't demand but allows, a love that begins with you, with your own growth, with your own truth, a love that the universe has been preparing you for, through his silence, through your pain, through the journey you're on. Carl Jung taught us that true love is a journey of individuation, a journey where both partners are invited to become their most authentic selves, to heal their wounds, to integrate their shadows, to grow into the people they were always meant to be. And when a man withdraws, when his silence leaves you aching, you have the power to choose how you'll respond, to choose to turn inward, to heal your own wounds, to release your own patterns, to become whole, not as a way to win him back, but as a way to love yourself, to love him, to love in a way that's true, in a way that's free, in a way that honors both of your journeys, a way that the universe supports, a way that leads to a love that's conscious, that's real, that's lasting, a love that doesn't dissolve in silence but grows through it, a love that doesn't break in absence but deepens in presence, a love that the universe has been guiding you toward through every moment of pain, through every moment of growth, through every moment of becoming. It's like a river that flows freely, a river that doesn't cling to the shore, a river that moves with grace, with power, with purpose, a river that carries you toward a love that's not just a feeling, but a choice to heal, a choice to grow, a choice to love consciously, a choice that the universe honors, a choice that leads to a life that's not just lived, but loved, a life that's not just endured, but embraced, a life that's yours, fully, truly, deeply, a life where love becomes a revelation, not an escape, a life where the universe meets you with a love that's true, with a love that's whole, with a love that's yours. Let's wrap up by reflecting on how to embrace love as a journey of revelation, not just a feeling to chase. We've journeyed through Carl Jung's profound insights on why a man who truly loves you might withdraw, a withdrawal that's not a rejection, but a reflection of his inner struggle, a struggle stirred by Carl Jung love withdrawal, where his anima and shadow are awakened by the depth of his feelings, a struggle that reveals the psychological dynamics of true love, a struggle that brings pain, but also an opportunity for awareness, for healing, for growth, an opportunity to transform that pain into a conscious choice, a choice to love with awareness, with compassion, with courage, a choice to embrace love as a journey of individuation, a journey where you heal, where you grow, where you become whole, a journey that the universe has been guiding you through his silence, through your pain, through the love you feel, a love that can lead to Carl Jung conscious love, if you're willing to see it, if you're willing to heal, if you're willing to choose. Jung taught us that true love isn't just an encounter, it's a revelation of your own soul, a revelation of his, a revelation that demands growth, that demands truth, that demands presence, a revelation that the universe supports, a revelation that leads to a love that's not just felt, but lived, a love that's not just a moment, but a journey, a love that's not just a dream, but a reality that begins with you, with your healing, with your growth, with your awakening, a reality that the universe has been preparing you for, through every moment of silence, through every moment of pain, through every moment of love. It's like a sunrise after a long night, a sunrise that doesn't just bring light, but warmth, a sunrise that doesn't just end the darkness, but reveals the beauty of the dawn, a sunrise that the universe has been leading you toward, a sunrise that transforms your journey, that transforms your love, that transforms your life, a sunrise that invites you to love truly, in a way that's whole, in a way that's yours. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments for video 43. Have you ever experienced a love that brought both pain and growth? A love that taught you about yourself? If this video touched your heart, please give it a like, subscribe to Ageless Philosophies, and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. Because you deserve a conscious love, a true love, a love that reveals your deepest self, and I'm here to support you on that journey, cheering you on as you embrace the love you were always meant to live.